Good morning, everyone. Just heading out of my house here, about to feed this super cute goldfish here. But today we have a pretty exciting project. We are working on building trusses. These are pretty large, 16-meter span, and it's going to be a really fun project. So we're thinking of taking you through the whole experience of what it's like to do this, what's involved with the process, and the different thought processes that go into making it all happen. So here's most of the materials for the first truss, and we're getting the work area set up. I have these really heavy-duty sawhorses, which work really well. But one of the keys is having some kind of a straight edge. So there we have an 8 by 8, I believe it is, beam. And so we use that as our straight edge to build most things on top of the horses. So we're just getting the area all set up. I'm just getting some meatsies ready for the world of food, if you want to see. Oh my, they really gave us a whole cow here.
I already renewed my passport.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So today is ready to pick up.
So today we're trying to get the first truss put together.
Truss put?
The truss, roof truss.
The tejeria
Oh.
for the roof in
So-
Barbacoa.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I did get the contract and got the first part of the materials ordered. So I was planning to do a different type of YouTube series where we're doing a daily video or every 2-day video
This is
instead of just a full finished project where it's the whole thing at once.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm filming now, so that we can just take little clippets of
he is filming now.
what it's like to live, work in the tropics, in a paradise, classic, eating beef every day.
Yeah, because that's part of it. It's
Well, real life, you don't know what's going to happen next.
Oh.
So here I'm just using a chain hoist with a trolley, and that works really well for being able to move the beams around. Cutting the 3x3 galvanized 1.6 millimeter wall thickness tubing to length here with a abrasive chop saw. Those are always a good, inexpensive way to cut metal. They do make a lot of sparks, and you have to do some deburring. We're also using some self-shielded flex core here, and using one of the Thulium reliable welders. Always love these little machines. They work really well. And my favorite part is they're quite economical. So because the span is so large, we're having to, of course, join multiple pieces of tubing to create the lengths that we need. And it's always really helpful to do it on something very straight. We use the I-beam, and we always shim it and check it and make sure everything's good. And then now we're cutting the angled lengths. These ended up being 11.4 degrees. And so we're just cutting those and getting all of the parts for the bottom cord and top cord, and getting these cut with the angle grinder. It's actually very difficult to accurately cut angles with an abrasive chop saw. So we always find it's much faster to use the angle grinder. You can always use like a band saw. So now that we got the pieces spliced together, this is the height of the truss. That's going to be a bit high for welding without a ladder. So we're going to put our beam pretty much on the ground height, and then we'll be able to work on this more comfortably. We'll have to bend over for the bottom, and we'll have to reach maybe a little for the top. But right now I can't get the winch up there to lower it down even when I'm done. So it definitely can take a bit longer to get things set up the first day, but at least there's convenient ways to move things around, so it all works out quite well. Always trying to level things so that it's easier to check things later. It's always helpful, and of course even a big beam like that can get bowed, so you always have to shim it and look down and make sure it's actually straight. Back in the kitchen, the beef bones are out of the air fryer and about to go in the Instapot for 4 hours at high pressure, and that makes for amazing broth. So this was a lot easier to do. Stuck a magnet up there, and that always helps just hold it where you want it, get a tack on it, and that's looking pretty good. Alright, so right now we have the main part of the truss laid out, so the top and bottom cord, and we're trying to figure out how to add all the like W webbing that adds all the triangulation to the truss, which gives it real strength. Since our spans are quite long right now, our tubing's bowing, of course, which is what you would expect. But to try to push it up and get it exactly straight, you can do it in the upright position, but it's often easier to lay it down on its side, and then of course you can run the string lines, and you're not fighting gravity so much. So right now we'll just add a string line across the top here, and then once we get it perfectly straight, well, or within reason, we can clamp it down to the horses, and then we'll be able to fill it in. So excited about this. It's huge. I think Donald Trump would approve. So the triangulation bracing that I needed hadn't arrived just yet, so the truck's on its way, so we're just kind of figuring out what we might want to do. But to redeem some of the time, we're ripping down some MDF for laser cutting. I'm using a Metabo, I believe it is HTP table saw here. Love these units, they work really well. And I go through literally piles of MDF, laser cutting all kinds of things. Today I'm doing quite a few organizing boxes. They're stackable, and it's amazing just how well they actually stack and solid they are. So here we're framing a 1/4 inch piece of MDF. Here's the design and light burn, and you can see the diode laser. It's a 40-watt one, is cutting through the MDF, and it does pretty fast work. I usually do 2 passes at around 580 millimeters per minute. And it's extremely impressive what you can do. You can just tell it to start, walk away, and you come back 25-30 minutes later, and you have like all these perfectly cut parts. And this machine actually can cut up to about 1/2 inch pretty well. Definitely increases the time substantially for that, but 1/4 inch cuts really fast, 1/8 inch cut single pass. And it is quite impressive just how accurate the cuts are and how thin the kerf is. You can cut leather, you can mark even metal parts for drilling or for other things. You can even spray paint a little bit to make it more obvious where you laser etch what you want to drill or cut. And these boxes go together extremely well, and I have been incredibly impressed. The metal finally arrived. Lots more metal now. So we're doing some painting of the chocolate displays racks for the
Yeah.
chocolate business. Adrian has been getting in good practice here,
Yep.
painting on the very gorgeous golden letters, kind of a rose gold there. Really nice, really nice.
Thank you.